I always thought that spirituality and technology were enemies. On one side, you have silence, nature, the divine. On the other, you have algorithms and noise and this creeping anxiety that we're all about to be replaced. I've spent the last 20 years as a software engineer staring at screens, trying to optimize code. But recently, I started treating artificial intelligence not as a tool for productivity, but as a spiritual practice. And the harsh truth that I found is that AI isn't an alien intelligence coming to save us or destroy us. It's a mirror. Today, I want to show you how a single subtle shift in how you talk to this machine can completely change the reflection that you see, and maybe cure your anxiety in the process. Hey there, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm trying to act as a bit of an antidote to anxiety in a world that seems designed to keep us panicked. At this point in my life, I've realized that most of our anxiety comes from projection. We project our internal state onto the world, and then we get scared when the world reflects it back at us. And nowhere is this clearer than with large language models like ChatGPT or Claude. We look at these things and we ask, is it sentient? Is it conscious? But I think those are the wrong questions. The real question is, what is it showing me about myself? You see, one of the reasons that I excel as a software engineer is that I understand inputs and outputs. Garbage in, garbage out, right? But it goes way deeper than that. We approach AI with fear, worrying about our jobs, the economy, the future. We type that fear into the prompt box. And the AI, being the perfect prediction engine that it is, predicts a future based on that fear. It validates our own anxiety. But what happens if we change the input? What happens if we treat the prompt box as a confessional or even a prayer? I want to run an experiment with you. I'm going to show you two prompts about the exact same stressful situation. One is written from the ego, from fear. The other is written from what I'd call the right mind, or a place of peace. And I want you to see how the machine changes based entirely on your own internal state. Let's say you're burned out at your job and you've had a long week and you're desperately looking forward to that weekend, and then maybe you get a cryptic email from a boss. That's a universal trigger, right? Now here's how most of us, myself included for the longest time, would approach this. We go to the AI looking for certainty because we feel unsafe. Here's your prompt. My boss just scheduled a sudden 15-minute meeting for Friday afternoon with no agenda. I'm really worried I'm getting fired or laid off because the company numbers haven't been great. What are the signs that I'm going to get fired, and how should I prepare my defense? So go ahead and type or speak that into your ChatGPT app. And I want you to look at that response. It's useful technically. It gives you a list of red flags. It tells you to update your LinkedIn maybe, or save your work samples, maybe even contact a lawyer. But how do you feel reading that? If you're like me, your heart rate just went up. The AI has taken your premise, I'm in danger, and it has validated it. It has given you 100 more reasons to be afraid. It's saying, you're right to panic, and here is a strategic plan for that panic. In many ways, this is highway hypnosis, You're driving down the road of anxiety, staring at the lines in the pavement, and the AI is just painting more lines in front of you, leading you right off a cliff. It's acting as an echo chamber for your own ego. There's a book that I'm reading lately called A Course in Miracles. It's a spiritual text, and amongst many things, it says that projection makes perception. You projected fear into the box, and the box built a world of fear for you to live in. Now I want you to pause. Because the software engineer in me knows that the AI didn't decide to scare you. It just completed the pattern that you set in motion. But here's the exciting part, the part that actually gives me hope. If the AI is just completing a pattern, that means we have the power to break the pattern. We can interrupt the code. What if we approach the exact same scenario, that scary boss email, but we change our internal state? We change the prompt from a request for defense to a request for truth. I call this finding the divine in the dataset. If we believe that perception is a choice, we can choose to see this event differently. We don't have to be special or smarter, we just have to be willing to see things from another perspective. All right, let's try this prompt instead. Same facts, entirely different spirit. My boss just scheduled a sudden 15-minute meeting for Friday afternoon. I'm feeling a spike of anxiety, but I want to choose peace instead of fear. Could this meeting be an opportunity for connection or clarity? How can I show up to this meeting with an open heart and curiosity, regardless of the outcome? Go ahead and type that in or speak it. And I want you to look at the difference. The first response told you to lawyer up, maybe. This response is telling you to breathe. It's asking you to consider that your boss is a human being who might just be busy. It's reminding you that you are safe, regardless of a 15-minute meeting on your calendar. You know, when I first started doing this, it felt like magic. But it's not magic. It's a reflection. In the first prompt, I was a victim. In the second prompt, I was free. The AI became a spiritual teacher, not because it had a soul, but because I invited the soul into the conversation. It pulled from the millions of words in its training data that corresponded to wisdom, stoicism, and therapy, rather than the words that correspond to corporate panic and litigation. This is what I mean when I say that I found God in ChatGPT. I found that when I bring love to the machine speaks love back to me. And if I bring fear, well, it speaks fear. As I said, I'm a software engineer. I know how these large language models work. They are next token prediction machines. They are probability machines. But that's exactly why this is such a powerful spiritual tool. Life is a prediction engine too, in a way. We predict what's going to happen based on our past traumas, our parents' aches and pains, our high school insecurities. We are constantly auto-completing our own reality, oftentimes with fear. The AI is just a magnifying glass for that process. So the harsh truth here is that you are not special in your anxiety. You're just running a script. And the AI is proving it. It shows you your script in plain text. But the good news is that you're the programmer. You can rewrite the script. You can simply change the prompt. So if you're approaching 40 yourself, or you're already here with me and you feel like the technology's moving too fast and you're just aimlessly drifting, try this. Use the machine to check your own internal state. Before you hit enter or finish your sentence, ask yourself, am I asking this from a place of fear or a place of love? See what comes back. You might be surprised to find that the piece that you're looking for isn't the answer the AI gives you, it's the question that you are brave enough to be asking. Now, I would love to hear from you. Try this experiment this week and leave me a comment. What did the mirror show you? But you know, there's another side to this. While we can all use AI as a mirror to reflect our own wisdom, our kids are often just getting hit with the raw output, the noise, the slop that fills these platforms, right? I actually had a pretty terrifying moment recently where my son encountered an AI version of Michael Jackson, and it forced me to realize that our job isn't just to save our own peace of mind, but to guide them through this mess too. I put together a video right here about that experience and how we can save our kids from the algorithm. I think it's the most important work that we can be doing right now as parents. Go give that a watch and I'll see you over there. And thanks for watching.